in South Wales. The road to BSB and MotoGP starts here with riders from just 6 years of age. Before racing got underway, I spoke to the championship organiser, Roger Keys, about a new class being introduced to BSB that will help young riders transition from Fab to BSB, the 2015 season, and looking forward to an exciting year in 2016. Roger, tell us about the tie-up you've got with BSB and the new class that's being created that we think is going to help the kids to come through from the British Minibikes Championship here.
Well, there's always been a very good championship in Spain for kids to travel on from MiniGP, for example. We've been pushing very hard to get something at BSB. And I think finally they've come up with a class, and let's be honest, they came up with a class that will be totally suitable for people to step on, even directly from MiniGP. They're going to use the NSF 250 Honda, which is a proper Grand Prix bike, but you're going to have to run it completely standard. You won't be allowed to tune it, do all sorts of trick bits on it, and it'll be an ideal class. It'll run with MotoStar, so they'll be directly into the MotoStar Championship, which is fully televised, 22 races in the year, absolutely ideal step. What more could they want?
I know you're very proud of what you've achieved over the years in the championship. Another fantastic championship this season. A lot of the classes will go down to the wire today. Some of the classes, we've already got the champions, we know who they're going to be. Others, it's going to be really close. Hopefully, we're going to get some exciting racing in the programme. But tell us a little bit about the guys that we've seen this year and the talent that we've seen. We see this every year, of course, but this year, seeing some amazing talent, in particular, some of the rookies.
Yeah, it is quite amazing because some of them have started absolutely from square one and you think, well, they're not very fast at all. All of a sudden, they're up at the front, they're winning, and I'm really looking forward to today to see what's really going to happen because you know and I know that the racing is going to be very good, very exciting. The weather's perfect, it's not too hot, it's not too cold, and they're all going to be pushing really hard. And I can't wait to see who's going to come out on top. And whoever comes out on top, they're going to be future champions, that's for sure.
And looking forward to next season, there's some changes afoot. I know you can't say too much at the moment. You're sitting down this week with other parties, but it's looking pretty exciting for next year already.
Yeah, very much so. I can't really say too much, but if it all happens, and I think it's 9% sure it will, you're all going to be blown away because it's going to make big, big changes. We'll be using you again, of course, for your fantastic filming because it's been brilliant this year. Lots of good comments. We should be continuing with that, but we're going to be adding to it in many, many ways. So just look forward to that good news. It's coming soon.
Grid positions for the first race of the day on your screen now. I can tell you the deal has been signed for 2016. It's very exciting. Going to talk about it during this programme. But Jake, Minimoto rookies up first and another new man on the front row.
Yes, indeed. Beside poleman Emmanuel Brinton, it's Jimmy Parker with Johnson, Abel, Bannister and Taylor in behind. And look at that, Parker's got the best getaway. So through to the first chicane, and he has got the lead on Emmanuel Brinton. So the 8-year-old, hometown Wolverhampton, has got straight into the lead on his first televised race of the 2015 campaign at the last round here at Llandow. What a way to put on a show. Brinton is trying to chase him down, and he's definitely very close. Up into fourth position, that's Josh Bannister. You can tell it's him from the WD-40 colours on the bike, so he's made up a good start as well. Brinton won all 3 races at the last round, don't forget, so he will be out to continue that winning streak as they go down the straight towards the right-hander once again. It's Parker from Brinton, then Johnson, 4th place is Bannister, and 5th is Abel.
Indeed, Sean Abel on the 330. Sean was winner, of course, here as he goes through the shot there. He was a winner here of the televised race at round 1. Mason Johnson won the 2 non-televised races that day before he turned the bike over quite famously now. That is Mason Johnson going through the shot, Josh Bannister in behind him.
Well, how about that lead that Parker has got at the moment? Parker is stretching out that advantage beautifully. He looks as though he's absolutely on rails at the moment. Very well placed, very well poised through the circuit as well. Down the bomber straight and into Surtees on the run to McQuirters, and Jimmy Parker looking very strong out in the lead here. 2nd place Emmanuel Brinton still trying to hang on to him, and then comes this 3-boy dogfight at the moment for 3rd position. Check out these guys. Johnson, Bannister and Abel, and it's going to be really difficult to tell which of them is going to get that third rung on the podium as they come out of Chandler's, down the Spitfire straight towards the Dell once again. Parker is just disappearing, and that's no ordinary rider he's pulling away from. That's Emmanuel Brinton dropping these three as well. Johnson and Josh Bannister trying to close up on them. Bannister, of course, won 2 races earlier in the year at Wilton Mill, and they're both ahead of Sean Abel. But look at Parker. He's just dropping the field like a cannon.
It's quite remarkable, isn't it, that we've had so many different riders in this class this year win comfortably, and when they win comfortably you think, well they're going to be world beaters the rest of the season, nobody's going to get close to them. Jimmy Parker now, he's doing effectively what Josh Bannister did at Wilton Mill earlier in the season. We thought, well, nobody's going to touch Bannister now for the rest of the season. We had Emmanuel Brinton getting the Blatter UK support at Rowra and winning comfortably that day himself. But today we've got Jimmy Parker coming into the championship for the first time. It really does set everything up, doesn't it, for 2016 next year. Saffron Watley there, 6 on track. Now, what I like to see there, Jake, is that she clearly has improved this season. Look at that. She's a lot closer to 2 guys in front of her who have won races this year.
Yeah, that's very true. If you'd have asked her earlier in the season, can you challenge for victories at this same circuit at the beginning of the year, they probably would have said it's not really possible. Now, she is a genuine threat, which is great to see. If she continues to develop over the winter, in 2016, she could well be consistently hitting the podiums and possibly the top step as well. But these two out in front, still stretching the advantage. Bannister's now dropping back a little bit from Johnson. There he is in 3rd position, just trying to get a little bit closer to Brinton, and he's doing a great job because he's closing up a bit on Brinton. Not enough really to make the difference for 2nd place, but crucially, he is dropping Bannister and Abel, and that's going to cement his 3rd position very strongly indeed at this final round of the championship. Brinton still desperately trying to find a little bit more time. Bannister having to cope with Abel in 4th and 5th position. Wonderful to see the dynamicism of this championship as they're in 7th position. That's Evan Belford on the 52. But as you say, yes, we've had so many riders hit the front and dominate from round to round. This is not a formula of racing where you can have one person go out and dominate. The Fab Minibikes, particularly in the rookies, absolutely fantastic racing this year.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing that we've had this throughout the season with different riders dominating at different rounds. You would think, I mean, we have had in the pro class potentially, although it looks like it's going to be Josh Watley in the pro class, which is coming up after the break, who's going to take that championship down. In the dry, though, Casey O'Gorman has been pretty untouchable this year when it's been dry conditions like we're seeing today. So I would expect again today Casey O'Gorman to be untouchable in the dry, but I think it's going to be Josh Watley who's going to take the championship. But in this class particularly, we're just getting different people dominating, which is great to see because you never know from round to round who's going to take it.
2 men that have stepped up the attack in the last couple of laps. Emmanuel Brinton has started to stretch out the gap to 3rd position once again, and Josh Bannister has actually got on with it as well. He started to drop Abel as now Evan Belford joined the championship 2 weekends ago, of course, 2 rounds ago I should say, now starting to get onto the tail of Saffron Watley once again, and there's a great little duel between those two for the top 6 position. So let's see how this young man is doing. Well, I can tell you he's absolutely romping away out front. Jimmy Parker has got the measure of this bike on this circuit absolutely perfectly. It's bone dry conditions. The bike is working perfectly to his advantage. No issues at all. And we look back to the battle for the top 6. It's not quite done yet. We move on to the last lap, and it's going very well indeed for Jimmy Parker. Look at that fastest lap time, a minute dead, 0.762. That man is absolutely rocketing around this circuit here at Llandow as he goes into Chandler's for the last time and down onto the Spitfire straight once again. There is no chance at all that Emmanuel Brinton's going to get him today.
1 second a lap quicker than anybody else on the track. Jimmy Parker, his first appearance in the Fab British Minibikes Championship. It won't be his last as he comes through the final turn for the last time, and it is Jimmy Parker that takes the win.
What a sensational ride that is from Parker, from lights to flag. He has absolutely dominated here. 2nd position for Emmanuel Brinton. He comes through in P2. 3rd position, it is going to be Mason Johnson in front of Josh Bannister and Sean Abel as Bannister puts a lap. I think that's on Cameron Sewell Outside the top 5, Watley just manages to beat Belford across the line from Stuart Campbell in 8th, Merchant in 9th, Cameron Sewell and Ben Smith rounding out the field.
Jimmy, first time at the Fab Racing British Minibikes Championship in the Mini Moto rookie class, and a win, an amazing win as well, comfortable for you. So tell us a little bit about yourself. How long have you been riding for, first of all?
A long time.
Okay, but first time in the championship and a win today. You're going to be doing the whole championship next season?
Yeah.
And I guess if the bookmakers are making a book, I guess they make you the bookie's favourite. Do you feel like you're the favourite for next season, or what do you think it's going to take to win the championship next year?
Tough.
Okay, lots of work to do to win a championship. Obviously, who do you want to thank for your win today?
My mum, my dad, and school.
Jimmy Parker, the race winner today, but it's Ollie Walker that won the championship with a round to spare, and I spoke to him earlier in the day. Ollie, winner in your first year in the British Minibikes Championship in the Minimoto rookie class. You've moved up to the pro class now. You didn't even need to race this weekend, but fantastic season for you. Tell us who you want to thank for all your success this year.
I would like to thank Walker Racing, Pro Scaffolding, and my new sponsor in the middle of the season, Hutton's Summer Fruits.
Ollie's already moved on